转机如果有什么疑问的话
Also,
呢，
here
可
are
以到
some
中文服务
information
台，
desks
在那里会有专门的中文服务
in
人员
Chinese language.
为大家解答疑
If you
问。
have any questions, you may go to the information desk, and the Chinese service people will give you answers. Because Chinese people like to drink boiled water, we have set up the services to give you the boiled water. Because it is in the high altitude area, so the temperature in the morning and at daytime has a wide gap, so it is very different. Now we are coming here. There are some Chinese passengers here. Let's go to have a look. Wow, indeed, there are dumplings. Excuse me, where are you going? To Guinea. Would you come back from to have Spring Festival with families? No. Is it your first time to come? Yeah, is it your first time to have to spend Spring Festival abroad, right? Yes, indeed. There are so many Chinese people here. Do you know that we have prepared you a gift for the Spring Festival? Do you know this? Yeah, we are very surprised and we are very happy. And there is a wishing wall. Do you have any wishes? I will go to find them, just as this passenger tells us. There is a wishing wall here. Currently, many passengers have written down their wishes on the paper clips and pasted them on the wishing wall. On the walls are the paper clips with their wishes. We hope that our families will have health and they will have long lives, and I will have more time I will spend more time with my families. This one is to spend more time with my wife and children. This wish is the same with me, to lose 10 kilograms, but this is the dream for every year, but I have never realized that. I wish for the prosperity of our country and wish for the early return of our homeland. Yes, all those wishes are left by those who participated in the One Belt One Road project. I would like to give you some hints. Almost every morning in the flights of Ethiopia, they come from China, and for the evening flights they went back home. So there are so many Chinese passengers who came from China. Many of them cannot spend Spring Festival at home, and also in their wishing walls they have left their expectations and their wishes for their families. I would also like to tell you that if you have any friends who work in Africa, you should treasure them. Every time in your WeChat moments, he will shot some blue skies and some elephants, but they work in the harsh conditions with glaring suns over their head. I met a volunteering teacher in this area. He chatted with others, and I heaved a sigh with others. Why the locals can speak so well speak Chinese so well? And the others said that because this is the agricultural expert who are volunteers, and he has spent 17 years here, and he is Chinese, and he had been under the glaring sun for so long a time, so their skins became dark. Also, their lives have been integrated with the local community. Here, I would like to chat with some passengers, let them tell what their New Year wishes and their work. I came from China and came to Malawi. What's your work for IT building and construction? How long have you been working here? The first year. How do you feel in Africa? I think the environment and the weather are very good, and much more comfortable than in summer and spring in China, and the weather is mild. And the people are also mild. They are well getting along well with. And also, but they lack resources. But our company has created very good working atmosphere. So, when you interact with the African people, what's your feelings? The goodness is that they are courteous, they are very polite, and also they are they are the people who are comfortable with. But sometimes they are lazy and they do not have the concept of timing, so their rhythm of work is different than from ours. So do you recognize their working style? Do they recognize the Chinese way of working? They recognized us, and because we always overwork, and they know that because Chinese people are diligent, so China develops so fast. So this activity is a warm-up for the Spring Festival. Do you have any wishes for your families? This is my first year that I cannot spend with my families, spend New Year festival with my families. I wish them healthy and happy every day. And this activity has let us feel that our country has become stronger, and because no matter where we are, we can feel the prosperity of our country, and wish our country peaceful and strong. Where are we going? Guinea, in West Africa. So what's your work? We're a 5-star hotel. I work in a 5-star hotel. It is the first 5-star hotel locally, and it is located in a very good environment. How long have you been working? It is my first time to come to Africa. Previously, I mainly work in Thailand and other Southeast Asian countries. So, what is the environment compared with the previous environments? I think the environment is very good. It is better than expected. I think the environment is different from what I previously thought. There's so many Chinese people here. Last time I met a very familiar Chinese friend. And so what's your wishes to families? Wish all the well for my families, and wish the prosperity and strength for my country. We have also witnessed the host of this activity. Why? I will also invite them to tell why we want to hold this kind of activity. She's one of the organizing persons. Can you tell us how many activities have been holding? They're diversified, want to involve the passengers. You can see that we have prepared the wishing walls. For individuals, they can write down their New Year wishes and paste the paper clips onto the wishing wall. And we have also prepared some soft drinks and dumplings for the passengers to let us feel the New Year festival's atmosphere. Also, there is a turning board. Everybody can play this turning board. And there are red envelopes and other gifts and dumplings. So, and there are so many friends, and some African friends here. And can you interview? Can we interview him? During the interview, we can come to see this place. And today we have prepared the dumplings. There are two kinds of dumplings. The first one and whose filling is the soybean. Also, there are meat fillings, and there are vegetable fillings. There are soft drinks and chocolates. It is indeed a convenience for those who transfer the flights here. There are so many people who also told us that they have not been involved in this activity. But don't worry. This activity will last until night. So for those of you who transfer your flight here, you may focus on the activities here. Let's interview the manager here. Why do they want to hold such an activity? Hello.
At here.
Yes.
Would you just give your best wishes to all the Chinese people?
And I wish all the Chinese people all the best under the sun for the coming New Year and beyond. All their wishes to be fulfilled, their businesses to succeed, for them to have good family, those who don't have children to have children. I wish them all the best.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
刚才经理呢给我们介绍了一下埃塞航空的主要情况，而且说现在
Just now, the manager has introduced us the Ethiopian flight, and there are flights to 5 Chinese cities: Beijing, Shanghai, Xianggang, Hong Kong, Chengdu, and Guangzhou. And they plan to have a flight to Shenzhen. He said that Ethiopian flight has the closest ties with Chinese people, and under One Belt, One Road initiative, they hope to use this initiative to establish better relations with China and have a bigger market in China. They have also the special Chinese service for the Chinese people, and there are desks providing the Chinese service. Let's go to have a look. This is the Chinese service desk for China, and we have also the Spring Festival decorations, and there are indicating board indicating the toilets, the restrooms, and the smoking room. Also, we can interview some of our staff. And what kind of service do the desk provide? And please tell us, what kind of service do we provide? We give the passengers guidance and advisories. For those transferring passengers who should wait here for about 8 to 12 hours. We'll give them other services. And where do they go to? What are their destinations mainly? Mainly in West African countries. And their destinations are diversified. So what are the most problems? Where is the boarding entrance? Do you have any tips for them? Because the airport is small and there are limited number of the security check entrances, so they should have the security check beforehand. And do you have any wishes for your families? Have all the best for my families and wish them healthy and wish for the better growth for my children. Do you go home to spend your Spring Festival? How many years have you not been able to go home? And last year I went home. I just spent one Spring Festival at home. So are there any objections or some other do your families have any complaints about you? No, I think they support us. And so do you have any comments of the work here? We need more communications and interactions. But they do not, at first they do not show friendliness to us, but as the communications and interactions are well, we can get along well with each other. And we have learned the activities here. Also, we have learned the Chinese services here. But the Spring Festival and traffic peak has arrived. And there are some Chinese passengers who should arrive here at an early time, and also they will go back at an early time. In this moment, I would like to tell you something that you should watch out for. There are so many entrances, boarding entrances here, so many gates. In Ethiopia, the security check is tight. When you go into the airport, you should have the security check. And if you want to also go to the gates, to go to the entrance gate, and you should also have the security check. So let's go to the security checkpoints there.
那这个呢，就是其中的一个安检口之一。到这里呢，大家要注意，这里的那个安检程序啊，
Here's one of the security checkpoints.
这里要求把身上所有的金属物件拿出来。
The security checking procedures here are different from at home, and we should take off our shoes and belts. We should also take off all of the metalwares. From this, we can see there are so many people here, and there is a big passenger flow here.
所以呢，建议咱们在这里转机或者要坐飞机从埃塞回国去其他非洲国家的中国乘客呢，最好要提前
If we want to
安检进入登机口。
take this as a transferring terminal station, and to go back home and also to other African countries, we should go through the security check procedures here.
其实啊，春节快来了，我想有些中国游客呢也会想着来非洲旅游。
As Spring Festival is coming, many of the passengers would like to travel in Africa. Also, I would like to give you some tips about traveling here. You should have full preparation. You should learn about the local laws and regulations. You should also know the time of your arrivals and flights, and at the same time you should prepare pharmaceuticals. Please remember, if you travel to Africa, you should have some other medical cares. because there is a big passenger flow. So we must watch out for the board. Sometimes the entrance may be changed. Before you go to Africa, you should have vaccinated. You can see there, this is the local language for Ethiopia. It is very hard to learn. They have over 2,000 letters, 200 letters. So I have been here for over 6 years, but I have never acquired such language. Though the airport is not big, the facility is complete. They have also prepared the sites for the prayers for Muslims. There are also the room for showers. We can see the peacekeeping operations of the United Nations. If they transfer the flights here, they will go to this transfer terminal station, and peace and security are big challenges for Africa, so it is not easy for them. Also, we have dispatched the peacekeeping operations in South Sudan and Mali. Our colleagues also have interviewed them. In Spring Festival time, they for sure cannot go home, and in many of our programs you can see those peacekeeping operations. Some tips also for you. You should observe the local laws and regulations. Cannot buy the ivories and other products from the endangered species. You cannot buy the products made from the animals, because you may face fines and you will be arrested by the local police. And there are many rooms for rest. Why I come to this place? Because it is the place for getting the boiled water. And you also can come here to fetch the water. Because of work, the Bole International Airport is a very important transfer and terminal station. Just as the passengers said, you can see so many Chinese faces. It seems that you went back home. But it is not easy for them to live here, just as the agricultural experts who lived here for 11 years. Last time I asked him, have you ever thought of coming back? He said, sometimes life is hard here, but as long as you are used to it, you're accustomed to it, you'll get along well with it. It is poor here, and some of them can even eat well. So if we can bring technology here, they will live a better life, and their lives become better, and the African people will have better lives. And here he spent 11 years working, and the life is very hard, and it is not like the conditions in Beijing. And sometimes we will go to the construction sites of the projects. For instance, in some railway stations, in some railways, constructing the railways, the construction sites are sometimes in mountainous areas. In that areas, drinking is a problem. We should use the power generation machines. So the engineers should stay for about 1 year or 2 years to build a project. So I admire them very much. Here is a shopping mall. There is a restaurant here. For the Chinese passengers, you should pay attention to this. And there is a lottery activity. You can get dumplings here. Also, you can fetch your boiled water at this site. The boiled water is free. I'd like to repeat. The temperature between the day and night is very large because currently there are flu. We hope you well. Also, I'd like to get your attention here. We should watch out for the foreign exchange regulations for each country. For Ethiopia, you can just bring 3,000 US dollars. You cannot bring over 200 bills. Bill is local currency. When you transfer the flight, you're required to show your cash and you should bring a certificate of the cash to prove that the cash is not from Ethiopia to avoid troubles. In Spring Festival, if you travel here, you should be aware of the safety and you should be aware of cheating and theft. If you have lost your passport, you should report to the local embassies. Now we are at the site of the activity. There are so many flights to so many destinations, and many of them cannot go back home to spend Spring Festival. We hope them to work well in the new year and reunite with their families at an early date. This is an African football team. We can see there are so many passengers here, so we should keep an eye on our belongings and our property. It seems that the Chinese passengers have all gone to the flight entrance and the activity is about to end here. So let's again come to the wishing wall to see what are the other wishes. The Chinese passengers have all been boarding the flight. Wish you all well during your journey. So let's return to the wishing wall to see other wishes. Also, people in Ethiopia care about our wishes. He said, "Wish you all have a happy new year." Indeed, they are all very friendly. These are the wishes for their families and for our country and the expectations for themselves in the new year. And last, I would like to invite you to pay attention to the consular protection call. If you have meet any problems, you can contact with our embassy through this number. And wish you all well in the new year. And please continue to focus on our terminals and our live broadcast.